It was recently revealed that Jimi Hendrix didn't like five particular music acts. And I'm going to go over one by one and see what people think. He wasn't a fan of Pink Floyd because at the time they didn't become as adventurous in their prog rock as they became as time went on. I'm not the biggest Pink Floyd fan. I do think there's some great guitarists and I like some of the musicality. However, I don't find them to be that adventurous, the sci-fi, the prog rock. I know that Rush and others have been influenced by them. And for the record, yes, I've listened to a lot more than just The Wall. I've listened to a lot of Pink Floyd music. And it has a certain complexity as far as in structure and instrumentation, but I'm a words and music person. The catalog got to move me. So I can understand that. Led Zeppelin, used to be a time I was more into what Jimmy Page was putting down on guitar. John Paul Jones was underrated on bass. Um, Robert Plant vocally, it depends on the mood. I got to be in a certain mood. But to be honest with you, as time has went on, John Bonham was the only thing that got me coming back to Zeppelin because his rhythm section on the drums, he kept the groove. Cashmere is one of my favorite songs by them, but they jacked the blues. They were basically white boys from across the pond in blackface. That's their whole existence, really. Not that organic. Has stuff I like. Stairway to Heaven, they have some stuff I like, but they're not, for the hype they get. Mm-mm. Whole lot of love. That's some stuff I like, but it's all blues based. They just screamed and yelped over it. But John Bonham is the revelation. He's the truth. Jimmy Page, I like his old rant riffs, not the biggest. So Jim Morrison was next. Well, Jim Morrison was charismatic as a lead singer and things, but he was drunk and out of it and disheveled when Hendrix played with him. So I could see that. I could see him being feeling half-hearted with Morrison because Morrison had an aura about him, but then there was something about him that could veer. He said the Monkees. Well, that was pre-Milli Vanilli. I known a few people that have liked the Monkees. They had some catchy songs, but they were a manufactured band, like most acts are, especially the real pop descents. But I could understand him not liking that. Now, oh yeah, and the Pink Floyd thing, he said they played the Johnny B. Good guitar parts with the wrong chords. That cracked me up. Hendrix was more of a taskmaster, and he identified things more than he ever got credit for. The last one was Motown because he said it was commercial and said it was pretty manufactured. But Barry Gordy did use the Ford Motorform style of music making, so that ain't far fetched. Now, I love Motown, classic songs, but they were more super polished. But then when Norman Whitfield era and then the psychedelic soul era kicked in, they did change gears. They did have until Marvin Gaye and Steve Wonder ushered in their rawness and the Temptations flipped and Norman Whitfield. So they did have that. And then before you got to Rick James and stuff, but it took them a while because they were bougie. They were even in the magazine, they were what they were, but they still the go. So not everything I agree with them on, but I understand. I love it when artists speak about what they felt, what they were. There have been some people who had some blowback to Hendrix and tried to downplay him. But let me tell you something. You can't talk about a man that they had to create thousands of dollars of pedals to do what he did 60 years by hand. Did I say that again? This man did it by hand. What 60 years later, people had to get pedals of thousands of dollars to do. That man had a strong mind. He could play. He was so versatile, so ahead of his time. They're still trying to emulate. And I've seen a lot of people try to touch and do what he did. And he was one of a kind. That shock, that energy he had. Anyway, please hit like, subscribe, work on thoughts, comments, and I do respond. Thank you. Wash your hands. Keep your mind clear. Watch out for another shit if you like my piece.